Let me tell you something today. This ain't just another sermon. This is a prophetic announcement, a divine dispatch from heaven's throne room, and it comes with trembling urgency. God is begging you because you have been chosen to witness a miracle before 25 July. Now, I know that word begging might sound strange coming from the lips of the Almighty. But don't get it twisted. God isn't weak, but he is deeply passionate. He isn't desperate, but he desires you. And right now, heaven is leaning over the balcony. Angels are standing at attention because your name has been called. Yes, you, the one who's been tired, the one who's been doubting, the one who's been silently weeping in the midnight hour. God has set his eyes on you. And in his great mercy, he is not just calling you, he is pleading with you because what's coming isn't ordinary. It's not routine. This isn't just another Wednesday miracle or Sunday blessing. No, this is a defining moment, a divine turnaround, a watershed visitation that heaven has scheduled for your life. And God doesn't want you to miss it. Think of the prophet Jonah. God didn't just call him once and let him go. No, he pursued him through the storm, through the belly of the fish, through every bit of rebellion and resistance. Not because Jonah was perfect, but because the assignment on Jonah's life was too important to abort. And I need to tell someone today, the miracle you're about to witness is connected to your obedience. It's connected to your yes, even when you're weary. It's connected to your surrender, even when you feel unworthy. God is pleading not because he lacks power, but because he longs for partnership. He longs for your agreement. And when God gets your agreement, he unleashes his abundance. So don't take this lightly. Don't scroll past this word as if it's one of many. This moment is sacred. God is stretching his hand toward you, saying, daughter, son, I prepared something before time began, and I'm begging you not to miss it. See, when God chooses, he doesn't choose like man does. Man looks at your resume. God looks at your revelation. Man checks credentials, but God checks the condition of your heart. You weren't picked because you were perfect. You were picked because you were positioned to trust, positioned to obey, positioned to believe when everything around you says it's impossible. God's choice isn't random, it's royal. You have been handpicked by the King of Kings. The same way he called Moses from a burning bush, the same way he whispered Samuel's name in the dark, the same way he met Paul on a dusty road to Damascus. He is calling you now. Your life is echoing with eternity's whisper. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are mine. And you may be thinking, but why me? I'm not strong enough. I've made too many mistakes. I've fallen too many times. Let me tell you, those are the very reasons God picked you. Because in your weakness, his strength is made perfect. Because when people see what God does through your brokenness, they won't be able to say it was you. They'll have no choice but to glorify him. God is not looking for the most talented, the most educated, or the most polished. He's looking for the most available. And if you're reading this right now, that means he sees something in you that you may not even see in yourself. There's oil on your life. There's purpose in your pain. And there's a miracle wrapped in your name. This isn't a coincidence. It's a confirmation. God has set you apart in this season because what he wants to release in the earth cannot come through just anyone. It must come through someone who's been tested, someone who's walked through fire and didn't quit, someone who knows how to worship in the wilderness. That's why you're chosen. That's why the enemy tried to take you out, because you carry something that hell is terrified of. A destiny that is about to break open before 25 July. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. Heaven has written your name on this moment. And when God chooses you, no devil in hell can unchoose you. Now, hear me. Miracles don't just happen out of nowhere. God is a God of order, a God of seasons, a God of divine timing. He doesn't do things randomly, he does things strategically. When he told Abraham and Sarah that they would have a child, he didn't say someday, and he said about this time next year. That means God had already circled a date on the calendar. The miracle was not only promised, it was scheduled. And I came to declare to you in the authority of Jesus Christ, your miracle has a date. It's not floating in the clouds. It's not buried in uncertainty. No, heaven has marked your calendar. Before 25 July, something is about to shift. Something's about to break open. Something you prayed for, cried over, fasted for, believed against all odds, it's coming. But you must be in position to receive it. You see, a miracle isn't just about God moving. It's about you being ready when he does. The children of Israel had to be dressed and ready on Passover night, their shoes on, their belts fastened. Why? Because when the breakthrough comes, you won't have time to get ready. You'll have to be ready. And right now, God is urging you to prepare for the promise. Don't miss the moment because you were distracted. Don't let doubt rob you of your destiny. Some of us have been so hurt by delays, we've stopped expecting the delivery. But I'm telling you, the delay was not denial, it was preparation. God was setting the stage, aligning the pieces, clearing the path. And now, with July 25 drawing near, the appointed time is at hand. Heaven has already released the word. The miracle is on its way. But if you're not watching, if you're not listening, if you're not believing, it might pass right by you. Just like the 10 virgins, only 5 were ready when the bridegroom came. 5 had oil, 5 were alert, 5 stayed up when the others fell asleep. And I'm telling you now, be among the 5 who are prepared. Keep your faith stirred. Keep your spirit expectant. Keep your heart open, because this isn't just a prophecy, it's a divine countdown. And every second between now and 25 July is soaked in purpose. The miracle is not random, it's releasing on time. And that time is almost here. You can believe all you want, but belief without action is like having a lamp with no oil. It may look good on the outside, but it won't light up the dark. Faith is the access point, yes, but obedience is the activation switch. Some of us are stuck, not because God hasn't spoken, but because we haven't moved. And heaven is saying right now, I'm ready, the miracle is ready, but where is your obedience? Peter didn't see the miracle of the fish until he cast the net where it didn't make sense. It wasn't logical, it wasn't the right time of day, but because he obeyed at the word of Jesus, his nets overflowed. And that's what God is calling you to do now, to move when it doesn't make sense, to trust when you don't have all the answers, to take a step even when your legs are trembling. It's easy to shout about faith on Sunday. It's another thing to walk it out on Monday when the bills are due, the report is bad, and the doors feel shut. But true faith is revealed not in what you say, it's in what you do. When Abraham was told to leave his country, he didn't negotiate. He didn't ask for a backup plan. He just went. That kind of obedience opens portals in the spirit. That kind of surrender commands angels to move. That kind of faith shakes the earth and moves the heart of God. And listen, delayed obedience is still disobedience. Some of you have heard the instruction, you've felt the nudge, you've sensed the Holy Spirit calling you to shift, but you've paused, hesitated, second-guessed. But the miracle you're waiting for is on the other side of your yes. It's not enough to believe God can. You must live like he will and align your steps with that conviction. God doesn't need perfection. He's not waiting for you to feel ready. He's just looking for your willingness, a heart that says, Lord, I don't understand it, but I'll trust you. I don't see how, but I'll step out anyway. That kind of obedience brings heaven to earth. That kind of obedience turns water into wine, makes walls fall, and brings the dead to life. So the question isn't, will God do it? The question is, will you obey? Because the miracle is already moving. The window is open. But access is reserved for the obedient. Faith is the door, but obedience, that's the key that turns the lock. You have no idea what your yes is about to unleash. This isn't just about you getting a blessing. This is about becoming a blessing. When you say yes to God, you're not just changing your story. You're shifting the future of everyone connected to you. Your yes sends shockwaves into your bloodline. Your yes unlocks doors for generations after you. Your yes becomes a seed that your children and your children's children will harvest. Look at Abraham. One yes turned him into the father of nations. One moment of obedience rewrote the destiny of the entire world. When Mary said yes, even though she didn't understand how it would happen, she became the vessel that carried the Savior of all humanity. Do you see it? Your yes isn't small. It may feel private, but its impact will be public. Heaven takes your yes and multiplies it beyond what you can imagine. Sometimes we underestimate what's on the other side of our surrender. We think we're just saying yes to a moment, but we're actually saying yes to a movement. That one decision to trust, to obey, to step out becomes the very thing that births miracles, ministries, and momentum in the spirit realm. God uses ordinary people with extraordinary obedience to release heaven's agenda on earth. And I need you to know, somebody is watching your faith. Somebody's hope is hanging on the edge of your yes. Someone is waiting to see what it looks like when a believer fully trusts God. Your obedience might be the answer to someone else's prayer. Your breakthrough might be the confirmation someone else needs to believe again. This is why the enemy has fought you so hard. He's not just trying to stop you. He's trying to stop the generations that will be affected by your faith. He knows that if you ever say yes for real, his grip on your family, your legacy, your region will be broken. That's why the warfare has intensified. That's why the pressure feels heavy, because what's on the other side of your yes is weighty. It's historic. It's holy. It's heaven sent. So don't hold back. Don't hesitate. Don't let fear or pride or pain rob you of what God is ready to release. Your yes today could be the reason your children walk in freedom tomorrow. Your yes could birth books, ministries, missions, miracles. Say it with boldness. Say it with tears if you must, but say it, yes, Lord, because that yes will echo through eternity. There is a weight in the atmosphere right now, a divine pressure that you can't ignore. It's not anxiety, it's anticipation. It's not confusion, it's a holy summons. Your spirit feels it. You may not have words for it, but deep down, you know something is coming. It's like the stirring before a storm, the shift in the wind before the rain falls. And I'm here to tell you, that's not your imagination. That's God preparing to move. Something is about to break open in your life before 25 July, and heaven is trying to get you ready. Don't mistake silence for absence. Just because you haven't seen movement yet doesn't mean nothing is happening. Some miracles grow underground. Some breakthroughs develop in hidden places. But make no mistake, the soil is shifting, the roots are deepening, the heavens are heavy with rain, and at the appointed moment, suddenly, what was invisible will become undeniable. You've been carrying the weight of a word you can't shake. You've had dreams you didn't ask for, confirmations that came out of nowhere, moments where the presence of God interrupted your normal. That's because this moment, this season, was always written into your story. God has been orchestrating things behind the scenes, lining up people, preparing opportunities, shaking what had to be shaken, all to bring you into alignment for what He's about to release. This is why distractions have increased. This is why warfare has intensified. Because the enemy always tries to create noise right before the release. He wants to get you off course, make you second guess what you heard, cause you to settle for something safer. But now is not the time to shrink. Now is not the time to settle. Now is not the time to retreat. Now is the time to lock in, to lean in, to press forward, because the promise is near. Everything you've been through has been preparation. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment, none of it was wasted. God has been using it all to shape you, to mature you, to ready you for the weight of what's about to drop. And when it comes, it won't be a little drizzle. It will be an outpouring, overflow, abundance, answers, acceleration, restoration. It will come fast and it will come full. So keep your heart open, keep your ears tuned, keep your spirit yielded, because the miracle is not just coming, it's close. You're not waiting on it anymore. It's waiting on you to believe, to align, and to move. And when your preparation meets God's manifestation, the glory that will break out in your life will silence every doubt, shut every lying voice, and mark this season as a divine turning point you'll never forget. You'll never forget, and you'll never realize how close you are. You're standing on the edge of something sacred, something supernatural, something that eyes haven't seen and ears haven't heard, but your spirit knows. That uneasiness you've been feeling, that restless tug on your heart, that's not confusion. That's confirmation. That's heaven telling you, get ready, it's about to happen. And the reason the pressure has intensified is because you are one step away from crossing into the promise. You can't afford to turn back now. You can't afford to second guess yourself. You've come too far. You've cried too many tears. You've survived too much to throw it all away in the final hour. This is the moment where faith must rise higher than fear, where your worship must be louder than your worry, where your trust must speak louder than your trauma. There is a divine collision coming. Your preparation is about to meet God's demonstration. And when they collide, breakthrough won't just touch your life, it'll flood everything around you. This isn't just a personal victory, it's a prophetic eruption. And the reason hell is panicking right now is because you're finally starting to believe. You're finally starting to step out. You're finally realizing that you were never forgotten. You were being positioned. So stand firm. Refuse to let discouragement take root. Refuse to let what you see with your natural eyes override what God whispered to your heart. Walk by faith. Speak life. Declare the promise even when your surroundings contradict it, because this right here, right now, is the birthing ground of your miracle. Everything around you might still look the same, but everything in you is shifting. God is stretching you not to break you, but to make room for what's coming. He's enlarging your capacity so you don't just receive the blessing, you sustain it. That's what this moment is about. That's what this fire has been doing, refining you, purifying you, preparing you to carry the weight of what God is about to place in your hand. And I promise you, when the miracle comes, before 25 July, you look back at this stretch, this battle, this season of testing, and you'll thank God you didn't quit. Because what's coming is going to make the waiting make sense. Some of you are standing on the very threshold of what you've been praying for, and you don't even know it. You're closer than you think, closer than you feel. That's why the pressure is intensifying. That's why the spiritual warfare has gone up a notch. That's why the enemy has been whispering lies, stirring doubt, and sending distractions. because he sees what's ahead even when you don't. He knows that what God has scheduled before 25 July is not small, not ordinary, it's monumental. It's the kind of miracle that shifts the atmosphere, the kind that changes your entire trajectory. And in this hour, the challenge isn't whether God is going to do it, it's whether you'll keep going long enough to see it. Because fatigue is real, weariness is real. There's a heaviness that comes when you believed for so long and still haven't seen it manifest. But don't mistake God's silence for his absence. Don't let the delay convince you that you misheard the promise. Delay is often the final stretch before destiny appears. What you're walking through right now is sacred ground. You're in the birthing room of breakthrough. The contractions of discomfort you feel, they're a sign that something's being delivered, not denied. You're not stuck, you're about to step in. This is the final push, the final stretch. And if you'll just hold on a little longer, trust a little deeper, praise a little louder, you'll see it. You'll touch it. You'll walk right into what God has already prepared. God never gives you a word to tease you. He gives you a word to ready you. Every prophetic whisper, every scripture that leapt off the page, every sermon that confirmed what you already knew in your spirit, it's been heaven's way of saying, don't quit. Keep moving. You're almost there. What God is about to release into your life before 25 July isn't coming because of your perfection. It's coming because of your perseverance. You kept praying, you kept believing, you kept trusting even with trembling hands and a tired heart. And let me tell you something. What God is bringing is going to be worth every battle you fought in the dark. The kind of miracle that will make you forget the pain it took to get there. The kind of testimony that silences the lies, heals the wounds, and reveals just how faithful God has always been. Hold on. You're closer than you think. There's a sacred weight on this season, not just because of what's happening around you, but because of what's being awakened within you. God is stirring something deep in your spirit. He's igniting dreams you thought had died, reviving promises you stopped praying for, and calling you into alignment with a miracle that's not just coming, it's imminent. Before 25 July, something is going to shift, but it's not just about the breakthrough you're expecting, it's about the becoming that's taking place in the process. Because God doesn't just want to bless you, he wants to build you. He's been using this season to strengthen your endurance, refine your character, and deepen your dependence on him. He's been stripping away distractions, exposing false foundations, and purifying your motives, not to punish you, but to prepare you. What's coming carries weight. It carries glory. And God loves you too much to pour that kind of power into a vessel that's not ready to carry it. This is why the shaking has been so intense. This is why relationships have shifted, doors have closed, and things that once made sense no longer do. Because God is calling you out of the familiar and into the faith realm. He's shifting your perspective, increasing your discernment, and training your hands for war. You are not the same person you were even 6 months ago. You've been stretched, you've been tested, you've been refined in the fire. And whether you see it or not, there's a strength in you now that wasn't there before. God is building something in secret that's about to be revealed in public. He's been working behind the curtain, weaving together every detail, every delay, every disappointment into something beautiful. And when he unveils it, when the miracle finally manifests, people will look at your life and say, only God could have done that. You won't have to prove anything. The fruit will speak for itself. So lean into the stretching. Embrace the pruning. Stay yielded, stay expectant, stay available. Because when God moves, and he will, he's not just going to bless you for the waiting. He's going to bless you because of how you waited, with faith, with surrender, with hope in your heart, even when your hands were empty. The miracle is not just in what's coming. The miracle is in the you that's emerging, stronger, wiser, ready. There's something sacred about a season where you have nothing left but trust. When the resources dry up, when the friends fall silent, when the way forward is so unclear that all you can do is whisper, God, I still believe you. That's where real faith is born. Not the kind that shouts in the spotlight, but the kind that endures in the shadows, the kind that clings when everything around you is trying to convince you to let go. And right now, that's exactly where some of you are. You've been faithful, and yet it feels like the heavens are quiet. You've obeyed, but the doors still haven't opened. You've sown tears into the ground, believing there'd be joy in the morning, but morning hasn't come yet. And yet, something inside of you just won't quit. That quiet resolve, that still burning hope, that's not weakness. That's warfare. That's your spirit refusing to bow to what your eyes see. That's the fire of God keeping you steady in the delay. Don't let the enemy convince you that this in-between is meaningless. This isn't wasted time. It's sacred development. God is teaching you how to walk by faith and not by sight. He's showing you how to hold on to peace when the storm is still raging. He's developing the kind of endurance that won't fold under pressure, the kind of strength that's not swayed by circumstances. Because what he's preparing to release into your life before 25 July requires a different kind of foundation, not shallow faith, rooted faith, gritty faith, proven faith. And while you wait, heaven is watching. The angels are leaning in. Your perseverance is not invisible, it's recorded. Every act of obedience, every time you worship through the tears, every moment you kept showing up when it would have been easier to walk away, God has seen all of it. And the reward that's coming is not just for what you did in the spotlight, but for what you stayed faithful to when no one was watching. So don't stop now. You're standing in a divine tension, a holy pressure point, where something eternal is being forged inside of you. It may not feel like it, but breakthrough is gathering momentum. What seems still on the outside is stirring on the inside. The roots are growing deeper than ever, and when the fruit shows up, it's going to be undeniable. The same ground where you wept will soon be the ground where you dance, and the same story the enemy tried to use against you will become the testimony that sets others free. You didn't survive everything you went through just to settle now. You didn't cry all those tears, fight all those silent battles, press through all that pain just to come this far and stop short. No. The God who brought you this close didn't bring you here to abandon you. He brought you here because you're about to step into the very thing he promised, the very thing he whispered to your heart in the quiet, the very thing that's been growing in the unseen, waiting for its appointed time. And that time is not in some distant, far off future. It's now. It's before 25 July. It's here. This is the final stretch, and yes, it feels the hardest. The enemy is throwing everything at you, not because you're weak, but because you're dangerous. Your obedience, your endurance, your worship in this moment is shaking the very gates of hell. The enemy can sense that the shift is already underway. He's not attacking you because of where you are. He's attacking you because of where you're headed. He knows if you step into this next dimension, chains will break, cycles will end, curses will be reversed, and not just for you, for everyone connected to your name. Don't get distracted. Don't let the temporary make you forfeit the eternal. You are so much closer than you feel. Heaven has already dispatched what you need. The answer has already been released. The provision has already been spoken. You just have to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Stand when you feel like falling. Praise when it makes no sense. Speak life when death is knocking on every door around you, because the moment you've been preparing for, the shift you've been sensing, it's not a dream, it's real, and it's coming with power. When it hits, it'll move fast. Sudden reversals, immediate favor, overflowing restoration, things you thought would take years will happen in days. And when it comes, you'll realize why you had to go through every valley, why you had to be rejected, why it had to take this long. You'll see that nothing was wasted. Every delay was divine. Every heartbreak had holy purpose. So lift up your head, wipe your tears, square your shoulders, and declare with faith, I was born for this. I was chosen for this. I won't miss this, because this is not just a miracle. This is a moment. And when heaven opens before 25 July, you'll know it wasn't hype. It was a divine setup. And you were always right on time.